I'm in a strange place. I feel like Mace when he gave up the game for his faith. I feel like I'm caged in these chains and restraints. Grim and
What is up, my fellow hip hop heads and music lovers in general? My name is G-Vans and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the second upload of today, the last special request to do today. So yeah, let's get right into it. Fair warning, this might be sort of a depressing review today because I am reviewing a mixtape by an artist who we lost last year, and that's Mac Miller. Here's my Mac Miller poster right there for the album Blue Slide Park. It's kind of convenient that I have this poster right there for Blue Slide Park, because that's kind of what we're gonna talk about when it comes to this album. So today I am reviewing Mac Miller's 2012 mixtape entitled Macadelic. It's obviously, psychedelic, but Macadelic, funny joke, haha. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. But pretty much this mixtape would pretty much be the comeback for Mac Miller's rap career. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of you don't know this, but when Blue Slide Park came out back in like 2011, I gotta assume, I'm not entirely sure, but when his official like debut studio album, like the album that was gonna make it into stores, the album that was gonna be sold everywhere, like pretty much the debut album that is supposed to like make an artist like famous and like finally like well known. When Blue Slide Park came out, a lot of people had a lot of mixed feelings about it. A lot of critics had a lot of mixed feelings about it, which I still to this day like don't understand why. Yeah, is it his like best album? Of course not. I think probably, in my opinion, I think Watching Movies with the Sound Off is my favorite Mac Miller album, so I think that one's his best one. But I still really enjoyed this album. I think like it was a really like good start to his rap career. He seemed like very, very genuine in what he wanted to do. But not a lot of people really enjoyed it, and a lot of people were shitting on this album so many times, and obviously that could like make a person like feel kind of sad or just feel like shit. After all those criticisms, Mac Miller did fall into like a deep depression at some point. It's like it kind of sucks to talk about Mac Miller having like going into a deep depression, because I feel like when he was alive, Mac Miller like would always like go through like a bunch of personal shit by himself and like not tell his fans about it, and he just made a lot of people think that he was like a very, very happy person, and then all of a sudden he dies out of nowhere for a drug overdose. So some people were saying it was suicide, but I think it was a drug overdose. But it's he started like using like drugs to cope with his pain and all that, and it's it kind of sucks because you don't really expect it from people like that. I know his death was really like unexpected on me, like it was unexpected on a lot of people, so it's a lot of people were really devastated by that. But obviously he fell through like a really like deep depression at some point, because his first, this is supposed to be his debut album, and not a lot of people liked it. So what do you do when you're falling into depression and you're sort of feeling like shit? Well, if you're like me, you fucking cry yourself to sleep because you're a pussy. But when you're Mac Miller, you work on a fucking mixtape, on a, not just like a mixtape to just for the fuck of it, but a mixtape to show people why they fucked up for saying that you will never release anything good ever again. See, on Macadelic, Mac Miller pretty much has a whole different focus, to say the least. Mac Miller is pretty much all about, he pretty much said, fuck it, I'm gonna stop worrying about what I'm gonna stop worrying about what people have to say. I'm gonna stop worrying about the kind of music I should make, and I'm gonna start making music that I fucking want to make. I want to start saying what I want to say. And that's exactly what he fucking did here. And holy shit, was that the fucking best decision he could have ever made. Because let me tell you something, like, this might be my second favorite, like project that Mac Miller has ever done, because it's honestly so fucking amazing, you know. You know, it takes it takes a lot of like it takes a lot of courage to like stand out and do what you want to do and not like give in to what society expects of you, because you know, especially when you have a big platform, you know, you want to fall into society's expectations because like maybe you fear that nobody is ever going to listen to you ever again because like you don't sound like everything else, you know. So you don't stand out and you pretty much end up making the same kind of album as you've been making these past years. Um, but but Mac Miller like finally decided to be himself. And, you know, I feel like being yourself is something that a lot of like rappers and a lot of artists in general, and you know people in general, you know, I definitely had that problem like growing up in high school. Um, but you know, a lot of people have trouble with like being confident with themselves and like wanting to be themselves, because sometimes like the person you are is not as interesting as, or you don't think is as interesting as everybody else. So you fake to all these people that no matter what are not gonna think any like more of you. They're still gonna think that you're like kind of weird. But it's like we hide ourselves in like these masks and these personas because like we don't want people to know our real like who we really are, in fear of not getting accepted and all that. You know, like I can definitely relate to that. I had like a lot of social issues because like, you know, I was so focused on wanting to be accepted and all that, and it's like, you know, like just as you grow older, like that whole want to get accepted thing is like, you know, like you stop caring about it. Like I'm gonna be 20 years old next month, and it's like, you know, I stopped giving two fucks like a long time ago. The moment I graduated high school, I was like, like I'm fucking done. um, but that's what I always appreciated about Mac Miller, is that he was himself. You know, he was very goofy. I think this was the first time that he finally like showed his goofy self to people. And just showed like who just showed his real colors. You know, like he said what he really wanted to say. He said a lot of shit that's been on his mind lately, and you know, like that's something I always appreciate about Mac Miller. You know, he shared almost everything. You know, he obviously didn't like share a lot because like, you know, again with the whole idea of him like dying. But he pretty much like almost shared everything about him and just everything that he was feeling, and you know, like he he used that to like make sure to put a smile on everybody's face, because that's something that Mac Miller was always good at doing. You know, just like putting a smile on everybody's face, no matter what he was going through, no matter what's eating him up, no matter what's like going through his head. Um, that's something that's really like brave to do, especially when you're going through something. That's something that like I appreciate about a lot of people. Um, but if there are people out there that watch my videos and like, you know, you guys are going through something and you don't want nobody to know, always remember you don't gotta go through it alone, and you know, it's okay to not be okay. Like we're all human. We go through a lot of like we go through a lot of like tough times sometimes, and it's it's not always easy, but it's a lot more harder when you're trying to do this by yourself. So like, you know, always remember that you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. Like we're all going through it, and it's something that it's something that just has to happen. You know, we gotta suffer to truly know like what our purpose in life is. You know, as the homie Walter said in the Q&A video, life is when you're looking both ways, um, when you're looking both ways on a one-way street and you still get hit. Like you know, it really do be like that sometimes. But you'll get over it. Well, I don't want to say you'll get over it, but you'll make it through. And you know, Mac Miller like was a really big preacher that, and on this album he definitely like spreads a lot of positive vibes, like no hate whatsoever, just a bunch of positive vibes. You know, I feel like Mac Miller could have easily like he could have easily like talked mad shit to everybody, talking shit about Blue Slide Park, but he didn't. You know, nothing. He spread nothing but positive vibes, no matter what was going on through his life. You know, he never talked shit down. He never talked down on a lot of people. And you know, that's something that's hard for a lot of people to do. And I understand. And I you know, I get it. Like, you know, I don't blame nobody. But yeah, that's really appreciated about Mac Miller. I think my favorite song on this album is probably Thoughts from a Balcony. I think is what the song is called. Because he just goes like really deep on like a lot of like shit. You know, like, you know, what would people think if he was gone? You know, like what's he really doing in life? You know, what's the whole meaning of everything and whatnot? You know, there are a lot of songs on this album that he like expresses in a poetic way, in you know, instead of you know, a rap. You know, he does it like in spoken word poetry, and you know, that's this album is just some pretty powerful like stuff, guys. Like it's very different, and it's really one of Mac Miller's like best work. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram down below. As always, DM me for requests. Go ahead and well, I was gonna say go ahead and follow Mac Miller. You know, he's not posting anything, but just so you can, like, if you really want to see, like, just want to reminisce on like the great person that he was, by any means, follow him on Instagram down below. He was a really good person. Once again, this was requested by Alan Joseph. So shout out to you again, dude. Thanks for all the stuff you've been requesting lately. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to stay happy. Rest in peace, Mac.
Let me get a one-way ticket. I haven't picked a destination. I'm just trying to catch a train before it has to leave the station. Packing no bags.